Hello and welcome to my channel where I share with you my top tips on how to look good, feel good, and smell good from the inside out. My name is Nani, and in today's video we are talking all about smelling good. And so I want to go ahead and share with you some of my favorite affordable date night fragrances for men. So whether you are going on a first date or you are trying to do like a special event or a special night with your significant other, I definitely do have a fragrance for you. Obviously, if you clicked on this video, then you do want to know a lot of details about these fragrances. So not only am I going to make sure to try to answer as many questions as I think that you may have in regard to the fragrances, but I will make sure to include all the information down below, along with the links if you are interested in purchasing it. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure that you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, and of course, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more. I do have some really great fragrances to share with you guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, I do apologize if you guys hear a lot of kind of like background noise as well as an echo. I didn't really notice or realize that it was kind of echoey down here. I'm actually recording downstairs at nighttime, so I just messed myself up pretty much, but hopefully you guys can still hear me clearly. And I do have my glass of wine since we're talking about date night, we're talking about romance, we're talking about sexy, seductive, Netflix and chill type of vibe. So I want to go ahead and just sip on a little bit of wine while I share with you guys some of my favorite, like I mentioned, affordable date night fragrances for men. So cheers to you guys. Let me just sip my wine. Ooh, yes, Lord. So starting off with the first fragrance, it is going to be the Dolce & Gabbana, the One Intense. This fragrance, I'm sure, is probably either already in your collection or you've probably heard a lot of talk about this fragrance, and it is for a good reason. This is a very, very nice, fresh, fruity, seductive, sexy type of fragrance. Now, I wanted to start off with this fragrance, and of course, if you do want to hear like more specifics on this fragrance, I did do an exclusive fragrance review on this, so I will make sure to go ahead and put like a card out here. But just to give you kind of like a quick synopsis of what it smells like, I feel like when it comes to this fragrance, I wanted to start off with this because I think it would be a perfect first date fragrance, as well as a very casual date type of fragrance. Not that it smells casual, but I feel like it will thrive in that scenario. So to describe this scent, it's sweet, it's spicy, you definitely get a little bit of an herbaceous smell. This is one of those kind of like easy just to put on type of fragrances because it just transitions beautifully from day to nighttime as well. And that's why I mentioned that I think this would be a really perfect first date type of fragrance because it's non-offensive, like it's really non-offensive. It's a very easy scent to wear, as well as something that would work well in like a casual type of scenario as well. So if you guys are going golfing or skating, or if you're going to like the zoo or just something very casual, I feel like this would be something that stands out in those scenarios. As I mentioned, you can do kind of like a sexy romantic date night with this scent, but I feel like in a casual date scenario, this would definitely thrive and make you smell a little bit more different. So I really would suggest this one for more of a first date casual thing. Again, with this scent, it is more of a woody, citrusy, herbaceous, it's aromatic, it's a bit sweet. So it's definitely very wearable. It's a safe fragrance. I feel like that's why I think it would work really well for a first date because it's a very safe type of fragrance. It's still very masculine, it's still very sexy, it's still very seductive. So you will get kind of like compliments. You will have, you know, your significant other or the person that you're going on a first date with, you will have them kind of notice you for sure. In terms of the longevity, this is going to last on the skin. It does have a very nice kind of like scent trail. It's not like a huge sillage or anything like that, but it is going to kind of like give you that nice scent bubble. So if you guys are like hugging and just like up close and personal, they will definitely get a whiff of it, and it is going to be a pleasant whiff, okay? So this is definitely going to help you to impress that first date, as well as just kind of like get compliments, as I mentioned. Like the woman will definitely notice this scent. So I know that there is obviously the original version. This is the EDP, which is the intense version. You can wear either one, but I do prefer the EDP intense just because I feel like it's a little bit more of an aromatic and a little bit more of a spicier herbaceous scent, which makes it a little bit more masculine and a little bit more sexy in my opinion. So I absolutely love this fragrance, and I think this would be perfect for a date night for sure. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention to you is going to be this right here, this baby right here, and this is Mont Blanc's Legend, and this is the EDT, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the EDT. I absolutely love this scent. I feel like this is a popular scent, but it's not really talked about a lot, especially on like fragrance videos. You don't really see a lot of people mentioning this scent for some reason, but I do feel like it's an underrated scent because it's one of those scents that just get better with time. I think a lot of people are just very impatient with this scent, but if you are looking for something that's a little bit more of a transformative scent, this would definitely be one that I would recommend to you 100%. I think for me, I would put this more in the category as like a more classy, elegant type of scent, in the sense where this would be kind of like a good traditional dinner and a movie type of date night. Just because I feel like I mentioned, it does transform beautifully. Like in the opening, you definitely get more of like a fresh citrus opening, but the lavender, this actually has lavender in it. And the lavender just basically starts to take over to make it a little bit more sensual as it starts to dry down on your skin. And what I love about lavender is that it's coumarin rich. So coumarin definitely has more of like warm tobacco notes. It has a caramelic or a vanillic type of overtone as well, which just makes it even more sexy, a little bit more richer, and just very seductive for some reason. I absolutely love this scent. As I mentioned, it is not one of those fragrances that in the opening you're gonna be super duper impressed. It just smells like a very traditional type of cologne in the opening. So it's a little bit basic in the opening, but it is a very transformative scent. So as I mentioned, as it dries down with your body chemistry and as the time goes on, you will start to get more of a creamy, vanilla. I don't really smell too much of like a caramel, but it's a creamy, milky, smooth, refined, very elegant and classy type of scent. I would say that with this fragrance, you are going to still get a decent longevity. It is going to last on your skin maybe like 5-6 hours or so, which isn't as long as some of the other fragrances that I am going to mention to you in this video. But I feel like for just a traditional, dinner and a movie type of date, that's a perfect amount of timing to where you continue to, like, your scent just continues to evolve as the night evolves. And I feel like that's just a beautiful thing. I do feel like it is a little bit of an understated scent because, as I mentioned, it does not have like this fancy projection, and it does not have like a huge scent trail. It does sit pretty close to the skin, but I feel like that makes it perfect for dinner and a movie. So if you guys don't have this, definitely make sure that you pick this up for your collection as well. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention to you that I think would be perfect for a date night as well is this Azzaro Wanted fragrance. And this fragrance is just, it's so good. I feel like a lot of people do talk about the eau de parfum. Is this the eau de toilette? This is the EDT. So a lot of people do talk about the eau de parfum version, which I believe it's called Wanted by Night, which is really good as well. But I feel like this specific one, the EDT version, is a little bit more of kind of like a median fragrance where you can pretty much wear it no matter where you're going for date night. Now in terms of what it smells like, this has lemon in it, it has mint, it has lavender, it has ginger, I believe it has cardamom as well. Now as far as the opening, you definitely get more of the citrus, woody notes. It smells a little bit soapy, which gives it kind of like that clean, fresh element to it. It's a little bit sweet from the lavender, but I just feel like what I love the most about it is the ginger in the dry down becomes a little bit more prominent. So it gives it a little bit of a spicy edge, but nothing overboard where it's offensive or not wearable. It's just like the perfect amount of edge with the ginger, and it just helps to make it even more masculine once it continues to dry down on the skin and the cardamom becomes more present. The cardamom definitely makes it a lot more masculine, so I feel like this is one of those scents, as I mentioned, you can wear day to night, you can wear it for any type of date that you want to go on. But I really like the fact that with this scent, it's sensual enough for like up close personal encounters, but it's still very powerful and masculine enough to where it gives you added sex appeal, if that makes sense. So I love this fragrance. I feel like this is definitely something that's underrated as well. I do hear some people talk about it, but I do hear a lot of people talk about the EDP version more, which is still a really great fragrance, but I wanted to actually just include something else that I feel like is very versatile, something that will help to transition from day to night, as well as help you to pretty much smell unique and different no matter where you are going for Valentine's Day or just date night in general, pretty much. So I absolutely love this scent. I feel like this is definitely something that's underrated for sure. So if you do not have this version of the Azzaro fragrance in your collection, make sure that you go ahead and pick it up as well. So that's gonna be Azzaro Wanted. Now the next fragrance needs no introduction, to be honest with you. It is a cult favorite. I feel like everyone finds this fragrance to be very sexy, very seductive, and I honestly think that this isn't an overhyped fragrance because it really does smell that good. And that is going to be Versace Eros EDT. First of all, the packaging is everything. Okay, I know I'm not gonna really like focus on the packaging, but I love the packaging of this fragrance. I feel like it's definitely unique and different. A lot of people consider this to be a clubbing fragrance, and I think that it is fitting at the club as well, but I also do think that this is definitely one of those scents that I feel like for date night, it's more of a flirty, sexy, seductive scent. And I feel like it'll work for date night as well. So when it comes to this scent, I honestly am really impressed because it is still so affordable. It's beast mode longevity. This is going to cling onto your skin and really last for a long time. So I think that with this scent, this would be really great to do something like maybe if you are going to the club with somebody, or if you're going to a lounge, or if you're doing kind of like something where you're going to like an outing like that, maybe even like a comedy club or something like that, I think this would definitely be very perfect for that situation or scenario. And it just smells absolutely divine. Now in the opening, you definitely get the lemon, you get the green apple, you get the mint, so it gives it kind of like a sweet aromatic opening. But once it starts to dry down on your skin, which is very quickly, honestly, this is not like a really crazy transformative scent, but once it starts to dry down on your skin and starts to mix with your body chemistry, that's when you start getting the vanillic facets of the fragrance. So it makes it a little bit more cozy, a little bit more seductive, a little bit more sexy as well. And you start to also get the tonka bean and the cedar wood. So it becomes a little bit more spicy and woody, which makes it extremely masculine. And what I love is the fact that tonka bean as well as cedar wood, just having those heavier base notes, helps for the fragrances to last a lot longer on the skin. And as I mentioned, this will last for hours on the skin. So I really love and enjoy that with this fragrance. It's very sweet, it's aromatic, it's intoxicating, it's spicy, it's woody, and it's just really good. So if you are going out like dancing, or you're going to the club, or you're going to a lounge, or even if you do want to take this to like dinner or something like that, I feel like it would still be appropriate. But this is definitely just the flirty, fun, sexy, playful, seductive type of scent. So I feel like it would work really great for that type of a date night. So definitely make sure that you have this in your collection. You probably already do, but if you don't have this in your collection, make sure that you do have it, just because it is just a part of a staple fragrance collection in my opinion. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention to you is along the same vibes, and it's also a cult favorite. I feel like a lot of people probably already have this in their collection, and it is with good reason, because this scent I feel like is definitely masculinity in a bottle. And I feel like they use a lot of very heavy bass notes, which can sometimes be very like headache inducing, but they do it in the most perfect refined way. So that fragrance is going to be this right here. I have a little baby bottle. My husband's almost done with it, so I definitely do have to go get the bigger size. But this is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mel, and this is of course the EDT version as well. And this fragrance is probably, I don't want to say my favorite, but it honestly has to be one of my favorite date night scents. It's so sexy, it's warm, it's cozy, it's intoxicating, it's almost like indulgent, if that makes sense. Oh my God, it smells so good. There's something about this fragrance that I feel like the way that it's composed and the way that it's just fully refined, it smells like just like a fancy date to me. Like, I feel like this would be one of those that you can go all out, and this is definitely going to get you compliments. This is definitely going to get the women to turn their heads on you if you are either going on a date or if you're just going out with your boys. But it just smells very like, I don't know, it just smells very sexy, very masculine, but it's masculinity at its finest, if that makes sense. It's very warm, it's intoxicating, it's spicy, it's woody, it's a little bit sweet and aromatic as well. It just honestly is probably my favorite in everything that I've mentioned to you. Of course, it just depends on the scenarios, but I feel like this is definitely one of those scents that you can honestly wear no matter where you're going. This is something that I would probably say is more of like date night appropriate, unless you're wearing it during like fall and winter seasons. It has the tonka bean in it, which is just like a very sexy masculine note. And it also has vanilla, it has lavender, which I absolutely love lavender in scents in general. And it just smells very, very sexy. So if you are looking to impress the woman, if you're looking to attract a woman, then this is definitely one of those scents that will get you the compliments, it will get you the looks, and it will definitely have a woman notice you for sure. So definitely make sure that you have this in your collection as well. So that's actually the last fragrance that I wanted to mention to you guys. Now that I've shared with you my thoughts on my favorite affordable date night fragrances, I definitely would love to hear from you as well. So let me know if some of the items that I've mentioned to you guys today are also your favorites. Let me know what you plan on wearing for Valentine's Day, or just let me know if you have any other fragrances that you would also recommend for date night. I would love to hear from you guys as well. So make sure that you go ahead and leave a comment down below. And as I mentioned, if you like this type of content, make sure that you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more. It would really, really help me out. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day, night, evening, whenever you are watching this. As I mentioned to you, cheers, be safe, have a good Valentine's Day. And yeah, just make sure that you treat the people in your life with love and kindness, because you never know how long it'll last. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. God willing, I'll see you next time. Bye.